Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Scott Camden, and I serve as the Advancement Director with the ROGO Foundation. And I'm joined again by a friend of mine, Burson, our campus pastor out of Banning. And if you follow Sandals Church, or specifically Sandals Church Banning on social media, number one, you'll see that this guy and your team, you guys do a great job just talking about what God is doing through your church and your community. Also identifying and loving on your volunteers. And celebrating them and making them feel special. But you do a good job keeping people informed about what's going on at your campus. And just recently, you guys hit a high water mark.
Oh, man.
I'll let you say what it is. I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You think about it, just in the context of COVID. I came on staff in August, so mid-COVID. And across all campuses, we were running about 20% of pre-COVID attendance averages.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the campuses felt very small, and at a small campuses felt even smaller. And since that point in time, we've come back to a point where we are 95% of our pre-COVID, before this all hit, pre-COVID attendance average. So we had 217 people for a small campus that had, their average was 229 before. It was a huge watermark event for us, and just exciting because, momentum begets momentum. Once you kind of start getting the ball rolling, and people are hanging out in the parking lots and talking again, and inside just worshiping, and that, it just builds excitement for everything, for everybody. And you can feel it, you can sense it, you can feel the Spirit moving at the campus, and so we're just super excited right now.
We got together with our community group last night, and we were celebrating one of Gal's birthdays. And the husband was saying that he was so excited that the past weekend coming into church, it's the first time that they had gone back to in-person services that they chose to attend. And he said, I realized when I had gotten into my seat, I didn't stop and say hello to any of the people that I typically would have. He said, I was just so excited when the doors opened and I could see the people coming back. He said, I've missed this for so long, and it was so exciting. Not just to come back, but he said to be surrounded by so many people also that were coming back. So that's wonderful. But what I thought would be interesting is not just to celebrate that. I mean, that's huge. But you and your team, both of staff and of volunteers, have been working very hard in your community to demonstrate to that community how much you care about those people. As the old saying goes, people don't care what you know until they know how much you care.
Absolutely.
So for the benefit of those who are watching, maybe you're an outreach pastor, maybe you're the senior pastor, maybe you're in some type of church leadership at another church, I thought it'd be cool to just have a couple moments where you could share about some of the things that you guys have actually been engaged in the community, and maybe it's a benefit to somebody who's watching. I hope so. But
yeah, actually, it's interesting. When I came on staff, it was right in the summer.
Yeah.
So if you remember what happened during the summer, right out of the gate, we had these massive fires. Yeah. So the apple fire, which burned, literally right down at one street up from where our campus is. Yeah. And we thought, we've got to do something to minister to our community during this time of need. We thought we have this beautiful campus that we could open up to evacuees, even if they just need a cooling center to connect to the internet and have a cold drink and grab some food and just try to figure out their life in the midst of chaos. Yeah. And so we just got on social media and said, we're opening up our cafe space, and with the air conditioning's on, there's water, snacks, drinks here. The mayor of Banning came down. She let the CAL FIRE know, because we opened it up to first responders. Then the CAL FIRE and other fire agencies, even at the federal level, came and used our facility for a town hall meeting to communicate to the rest of the area about the status of the fires. And Discovery Channel, Channel 2, Fox 11 News came, and so that just allowed us to know that even though we're a small campus, we could be a tremendous resource in this community. And so since then, we've done things like Farmers to Families Food Box Program. We've distributed over 2,000 boxes of food right from our campus. So people come, with great need right to our campus, and we get to provide that. And we've made a connection with the chief of police in Banning, the chief of police in Beaumont. They both are using our facility for trainings. We just had a training with the Beaumont Police Department. And we have people drive up from out of state to take this training on basic peer support, and it gets people on our campus. We get to love them, give them hot coffee and some snacks, and it's just affording us the opportunity to love on and meet specific needs within our community.
That's been so great. Again, even the training that was recently there, you guys had that on your social media. And I think that's one of the things that has helped people become aware of what's going on. Because there is word of mouth, and that's great. But so many people, especially with the pandemic going on and how many people are kind of isolating a little bit more and are relying more on an electronic device to kind of keep in touch with what's going on around them. Yeah. You guys are celebrating what's happening on there regularly, and I think that that's also aided in people being aware of Sandals Church banning, and also actually getting to see that you guys do what you say you do. You care for the community, and they see you doing that, whether it's for the first responders. Yeah, I remember you and I talking when you were doing the farm box giveaways and the opportunity to connect with people who are in need, that were in difficult situations, and it opened up so many more doors beyond just meeting the physical need that they had, which was they needed some food. There was people that were in all different types of crisis that allowed you and members of your team the opportunity to follow up with them, to invest in the relationship with them. I know that some of these people have started to somehow get connected to the church, to come to services. Is there any story recently that you've been engaged with, maybe comes to mind, that you might want to share from some of your direct interactions with people?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things for us, like in these outreaches, is we come across people that we otherwise wouldn't have contact with. So they come to us, whether for a food box, you know, or if they're coming to our facility because we're using it as a cooling center. And we have, I mean, I'm just thinking about right now a couple that was, that came to us at the food box program, who later reached out to me with just that they were struggling in their marriage, and had a chance just to minister to them, and met with them and prayed with them. And this is literally a family that I would have never come across had they not showed up on our campus one day just to grab a box of food in the midst of COVID. So
I love it. You know, I'll put out this offer to anybody that's watching. You know, maybe you're in church leadership and you have some questions about building relationships with first responders or with city officials, or just building relationships with the community where you've been planted. Maybe you've just been in a very difficult season of ministry and you feel like you're not connecting with your community that has been changing over the last couple of years, or last decade plus. If you have questions, drop those in the comments, and what I'll do is follow up with Pastor Brian, and we'll comment back to you guys, may even get in touch with you privately through Messenger. But if there are questions, we'd love to do our best to address those questions. If you'd like to connect with Pastor Brian or myself, if you have questions about Sandals Church, our ROGO Foundation, our residency track for campus pastors, our leadership school, how our campuses work in a community to grow in relationship and become just effective places where not only the gospel is preached, but lives are transformed through the vision of being real, reach out to us, drop those comments in. We'll do our best to respond. I hope that you guys have a wonderful afternoon. God bless you.
God bless you.